right. Okay. We will go on the record in the matter 24 CF 119, State of Wisconsin versus Jeremiah Wagner. The state appears through District Attorney Kevin Schmidt in person. Mr. Wagner appears by video conferencing with approval of the court. We have his counsel, Joe Feliski, in person. We're set today in this matter for a status conference. Mr. Feliski, please update the court.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've had an... Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. I've had an opportunity to discuss this case, the trends towards resolution that I've seen with Mr. Wagner St. Croix, defense attorney, along with the DA assigned to his case there. When I spoke to his attorney, that would be Abrianna Dolphy, Your Honor, she indicated that she had reached out to the state there and had proposed an offer similar to the one that Mr. Wagner's co-defendant in that case received, which would be for a deferred agreement. To my knowledge, that has been sent and communicated over to the DA. When I spoke to the DA, Your Honor, which would be Attorney George Hughes, I believe, he advised he would be communicating with the state here regarding the state's position that this case should be dismissed and read in as part of a resolution with the case in St. Croix. I've discussed this with the state prior to this hearing. It doesn't seem that they've received any communications from Attorney Hughes at this time. From my communications with both the attorneys in that matter, it sounded like they were trending towards resolution. I certainly understand, and I've communicated this with Mr. Wagner, Your Honor, that the court's patience here understandably is running a bit thin. This is an old case. Resolution needs to happen. I would ask for one final status, but I can very much see why the court would want to have this set at this time. Thank you. Mr.
Schmidt, anything you want to add?
No.
Because this is set for a July trial. And it's appearing that I've been hearing since day one of this case, essentially not day one, but pretty close thereafter, since May of 2024, that this is what was going to happen, and nothing has happened. Co-defendant has already been resolved. How many days would it take to try this? 3 days?
3. Sorry, I don't know why his hand.
Who is the lab analyst?
I don't know both of them because I have to prove the St. Croix case to prove our case, basically.
Okay.
Get ours.
May 18, 19, 20, 21, or 22? You have your pick of 3 days. Actually, you have the whole week and you can see what works as a number one for both.
And this would be number 1 over the other jury trial set that week?
Yep.
Okay. Then I would say 18th, 19th, 20th.
That work for you?
Your Honor, I'll be out of the office on the 18th. If we could do 19, 20, 21.
I will block off 19, 20, 21, and 22 for ease of the lab analysts. Just to make sure that we can have them as a number 1 any one of those days. And if we have to go all 4, we go all 4. All right, let's have a final pre-trial. April 20th. I think this says 9:15 is when you're here, or 9:45.
I have 9:45, Your Honor.
45. Yep. April 5th, April 20th at 9:45. April 20th at 9:45, we will have a final pretrial. That is the court's drop dead date, Mr. Wagner. If I'm not told that there is a resolution or that the state is dismissing all charges or you're pleading to all of the charges, the matter will go to trial in May. All right, anything further?
Not for me.
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. We are adjourned. All right, I'm going to quick do the waiver of the prelim, then I'll move on.
Your Honor, I don't mean to butt in ahead of the court. There was a motion to modify bond as well. It may be easier to,
I read it.
I see, Your Honor.
We will go on the record in the matter 23 CF 62, State of Wisconsin versus Joseph Wells. The state appears through District Attorney Kevin Schmidt in person. Mr. Wells appears in person in custody with counsel Joel Feliski. We're set here today in this matter for a preliminary hearing. I've been told it was a waiver. I do have a motion to modify bond. That was not put on the court's calendar as such, so I'm not even confident that they're in victims' rights compliance, but we may be. Are victims' rights compliance? Yes, we are, so the court can hear that or hear argument. You are waiving your preliminary hearing, correct, Mr. Wells?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you understand what a preliminary hearing is?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have my waiver, don't you?
I
Thank
do,
you,
yeah.
Mr. Feliski.
May I approach?
You may. You are saving me time and energy. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, Mr. Wells, I have in front of me this waiver preliminary hearing document. Do you recognize that document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did your attorney thoroughly go over that document with you,
Yes, he did, Your Honor.
word for word?
Word for word. Your
And you
Honor.
understand everything completely?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that you are giving up your right for preliminary hearing forever?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor.
And has anyone made any threats or promises to you for you to do so?
No.
All right, I will receive the document and I will find that you are competent and you're freely, intelligently, and voluntarily waiving your right to a preliminary hearing. I find probable cause and bind the matter over. Information, Mr. Schmidt.
I need to file it at a different time. I need to correct something from the complaint going into the information,
All right, so we'll set it for another date. How long do you think you need to do so?
like a day.
Mr. Feliski, are you gonna be back here on Wednesday?
Just so the defense knows the nature of what I need to change. I charge theft of entities information instead of individuals. So that's why I'm changing. It'll still be the same penalties and stuff.
I should be in all day on Wednesday, Your Honor. Any time would work.
We can do Wednesday at 2 o'clock, if that works.
That will work. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, arraignment Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Bond modification, it's requesting a lower cash bond. The fact that he has a history, a criminal history, but it seems to be far out. He's also asking for contact, no abusive, no violent contact, because I believe the victim is his father. And the father, I've read the victim impact statement that's been filed as well. Further argument.
Thank you, Your Honor. First, I would like to clarify on the record here, and I don't believe that my motion necessarily made this argument, but I think it's important to have candor before the court here. I was not aware that Mr. Wells had current cases in Minnesota. My understanding, based on my review of the files there, along with speaking with the district attorney and Mr. Wells, is that those are trending towards resolution. I believe all three are in fact scheduled for sentencing.
Charges, what are they?
Two. Oh, I thought there were three.
There's 2 Minnesota cases.
Your Honor, I have here 3 cases. That might be part of your agreement. Sorry, Your Honor, I was simply clarifying this to Mr. Wells. The cases are out of Chippewa County, 12 CR 2579, forgery of checks. In Crow Wing, 18 CR 233120. There's a fleeing and what's referred to here as DAR. I'm not sure, maybe the state can speak to that. And then Crow Wing, 18 CR 222830, domestic assault.
All right. In Chippewa County?
That's correct, Your Honor, Chippewa.
Joseph Wells? I'm not pulling anything up for Chippewa.
Minnesota's Chippewa County.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Okay, Minnesota, Chippewa. All right. Okay, so it's a check case as well. And then what was the other matter?
There was a check forgery from Chippewa, Your Honor, 2 in Crow Wing. There was a fleeing, I have here DAR. I'm not sure what that refers to. Driving after revocation. Thank you, Mr. Wells. And then domestic assault. I believe they're all misdemeanors, Your Honor, apart from, I believe, the Chippewa matter.
Okay, anything else you want me to know or be aware of?
Your Honor, the only other consideration I would ask in discussing this with Mr. Wells, it seems that he did turn himself in on this warrant. I think that shows character. It shows willingness to accept responsibility. The fact that I was not even aware of these cases, but he was already working towards resolving them, I think again goes towards the willingness to take responsibility here to address this matter. And ultimately, the point being, Your Honor, to come back before the court to have this matter finished.
Okay, Mr. Smith.
For the no contact, we've been in contact with the victim, who is the defendant's father. I would ask that the court either do no contact or no violent or abusive. The father wants some contact, but he got very specific with what certain types of contact he wanted the court to order, which the court just can't do over bond. Basically, he wants to be able to talk to the defendant, but doesn't want the defendant to be able to come to his house. I don't think the court can do a bond that would do the types of contact the father would want. So I think that it should be one or the other.
I can do only telephone contact.
I would have no objection to that. And as for likelihood to appear, the main concern I have is the three open Minnesota cases. He is charged with felonies in 2 of them. The fleeing in one of the crowing cases is a felony, as well as the check forgery. My main concern with those is those also, you may have guessed from the case numbers, are from many years ago, and he was in warrant status for many years on those. So when I see somebody who goes, in 2023 Crow Wing County cases, and I don't have it on Chippewa, how old that one is. I think that one's more recent. That makes it look less like a person's coming back to deal with things. And it creates the concern that we might lose them here too, because he's going to be sentenced on 3 cases in April on those. So my biggest concern is we might lose access to him come April. And these are already extremely old. These are 2023 cases. His father is very clear. He does want to get restitution in this.
But if I've read correctly, it's only $500 or something for a chainsaw because the bank reimbursed him all of his cash.
The bank is out a huge amount of money in
I know, but
this.
that's not his dad. So, but his dad's out, he wants restitution. He wants his $500 and or, whatever the chainsaw cost, and the bank. Okay, so based on all that I've heard here today, this is a 2023 case. And from the very beginning, you weren't in court. I don't have that you have connections here, maybe your dad, but your dad doesn't want to have any contact with you. I have an East Bethel, Minnesota address for you. That's out of state. I don't have that you have any reason to be here. Again, your dad doesn't want to have any in-person contact with you. This is, I have to look at failing to appear or your ability to appear, and your attorney puts that in his bond modification request because that is the number one thing. I have to assure your appearance. I have nothing that's going to assure your appearance. I have nothing that's giving me any confidence that you're going to do that. And so based on that, I'm leaving the cash at $5,000, and I am going to do, you can have contact with your dad, but it must only be telephone or written communication contact with your dad at this time. Will it change? Could it change? Surely can. But that's for you to build and rebuild your relationship with your dad, because obviously this and many other things may have come into play with interfering or harming that relationship. So at least at this time, I have to make sure that you're going to come to court and that these cases are going to be resolved one way or another, either through a resolution, you can work with your attorney, or through a trial, and we can have a trial pretty quick if we need to. So based on that, denying the bond modification request to the dollar amount, it's going to stay at 5,000 cash, as well as just doing the modification to allow you to have that particular contact with your dad. Next court date, let's get it set. Oh, we have the arraignment on Wednesday. Talk to your attorney, figure some things out. I'm open to hear other things on Wednesday. Okay. All right. Thank you. We are adjourned. Ms. Harmon, Mr. Harmon.